Back here again. It is AMG Hobby Talk number 64 in balmy Canada, in balmy Southern Ontario, and from almost as balmy Halifax. The collector the scallops, the collector people. Steve, how are you?
Not bad. Day one of the Arctic freeze. Looks like we're in for a week of bundling up because it is cold today.
As I said, I'm a big proponent right now. Like, fortunately for me, I don't have to step outside anywhere. I don't have any errands. I don't have anything I need to be doing outside. So today I will enjoy the great indoors. Blair, how are you?
I'm good. I broke out the long johns, and it's about 132 degrees in here, so nice and toasty.
There you go. Nice. So yeah, depending on the part of the country you're in, if you're in Canada right now, it is the Arctic freeze. So right now in Southern Ontario, it's got the old feels like. It feels like comfortably into the minus 20s this morning, just to start off with. It will warm up slightly, into the minus teens. Not great.
Nice.
Stay inside if you can. Otherwise, you can be listening to these episodes. Very exciting. Enjoy those. All right. So nonetheless, we're going to get into a couple of the cards that came into the store, and we're also going to go into a couple of products. So let me start off with, before we continue, this week we've got the trade night and the card show. Do you guys have the dates in front of you? Obviously, Friday's the trade night, and then the card show is going to be on the Saturday, but we got dates and times.
Yeah, I believe the 24th is the trade night from 5 to 8. And then the show is the next day on the 25th. I believe it's 9 to 3. So right. The emails are coming in vigorously, and Sherry is responding to all those requiring tables. And like I've mentioned in the past, the sooner you email Sherry and let her know you'd like a table, the smoother the process goes. But of course, people like waiting till the last minute, as do I. But moving forward, the earlier she gets them, the easier it is to accommodate everybody.
Mm-hmm. And one recommendation we always make is that if you're ever curious about dates, times, or anything, or if anything changes or generic questions, you can reach out to the store, of course, but also use the contact points. We've got the ones scrolling across the bottom in the description. If you're watching it on YouTube, in the description, we include a lot of contact points. You're always welcome to go to the website. That's the hub for everything. But some of the social medias will also keep you posted. If anything comes up, new stuff coming in the store, products, all those things. Sale, anything like that will also be included in the social medias. Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll get into a couple of products that came in, but before we do, we'll touch on some comments from last week. So first one here was Gotham. Gotham is always supporting with some comments here. Thank you, MG, for always taking care of the regulars. We are truly blessed here in Nova Scotia. Parker is a national hero. National hero. That's pretty impressive. Wow. Protect him at all costs. Blair, you got to protect him at all costs. Bonus Blair is truly best in class. Man, some support for Blair too. And Steve is the superhero we deserve. Guys, that's a lot of praise right there.
What did we do the last few weeks?
Woo!
Look, all I'm saying, that's the response from episode 63. So there you go. And concludes with Go Sens Go. So these are positive times for Gotham. These are positive times. Okay.
Yeah.
So we appreciate
it. I will say the next Marvel product.
Yeah, I will say we did that crazy Pokemon release over the weekend. And of course they were lined up out the door, and we appreciate all our regulars and some new customers that patiently waited and was very organized, because of course we've seen some TikTok videos of all hell breaking loose when the doors open. So we actually just had a nice discussion before we opened and just said, hey, we all know what you're here for. Let's come in two at a time. And it was like the soup Nazi on the old Jerry Seinfeld episode, where two at a time would come in. They knew what they wanted. Within 2 minutes, they got their product and off they went. So it went very smoothly. And we did do one per household, and I'm glad we did, because we just about ran out by the time the line was done. So I know there's a couple people that, wanted more. The odd one would complain about the price, but, learn early in life you can't satisfy everyone. So just a couple complaints. I think most people left happy. And, it went really well.
Smooth. Very smooth.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you didn't have to do too much. No Pokemons for you. By the way, for Steve's reference, hopefully you got a Seinfeld reference. Seinfeld. You'll get it. So we wanted to make sure we touched on that. So thank you for that. And then one other comment we've got here. So Hockey 99 here with this one. These weekly podcasts are great for trying to learn ultra-modern hockey. It is a masterclass week after week. Thank you. You're welcome.
Nice.
All righty. So those are our comments. And also, again, in the same vein, you saw right there, if you have questions, comments, or any thoughts related to it, you can always put it in the comments section We'll usually follow up with it the following week. Again, if it is more pressing, reach out directly to the store. You got questions about pricing or availability, reach out to the store. I always recommend going there first because you'll get a quicker answer. But if it's something that isn't as time sensitive, you got just kind of a general question that we can address on the podcast, happy to do it. Just let us know and leave a comment. All right, we appreciate the support for that, as always. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because we also have the live stream. So you might want to participate in that because sometimes there are giveaways. So just letting you know. Okay, so real quick, we've covered some of the main bases. I'm going to read off a bunch of things off a big list of products. There may be limited availability for a number of them, and in those cases, we're not going to be able to tell you what the availability is like here, but if you need to know, reach out directly to the store. For pricing information, also reach out directly to the store. That's the best way to get the answers. All right, here we go. I'm going to read through a few. If you guys need me to pause for any, just let me know. So first, 2024 Panini Prism Baseball, and then Baseball Blasters. We've got Panini Mosaic Football Blasters from 2024 as well. 2024 Panini Contenders Optic Basketball. So 3 sports covered already there. This one is one that we were discussing before we hit record. I don't know about this one. Again, inquire within 2024 Panini Flawless WWE. So if you guys know anything about that Flawless product, it is a very, very high-end product. So I don't know. We'll double check on that one. But if you are curious for some reason, you're feeling very extravagant and fancy, you want to be a little bonus player kind of fanciness, inquire within, and we'll let you know if availability is there. 2024 Panini Football Absolute Blaster. The brand Absolute, 2024 Panini Football Score Fat Pack, 2024 Topps Archives Baseball Value Box, 2024 Topps Formula One Paddock Pass Racing Value Box. That's a mouthful. I don't know too much about that one. 2025 Topps UEFA Club Champions Value Box, 2024 Topps Cosmic Chrome Basketball. I believe if Topps Cosmic Chrome, that probably is an unlicensed product, but again, you can check and inquire. One that we will talk about briefly in a couple of minutes, 2024 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, and then 2024 Upper Deck PWHL. So kind of the debut of PWHL. We will touch on that. We will touch on those two in a minute. And then last section here, Pokemon EX Box, something Sedai. I don't know that one. Can't help you. I got nothing. I'm just reading it off the list. That's what it says. You may know what that is, and if you do, ask Blair, because I got nothing. All right, so there we go. All right, anything you want me to mention on any of those before I get into PWHL and then Goodwin Champions?
Yeah, no, the WWE Flawless will be interesting. We looked at the price tag of it. It's a lot more than I thought it would be, and I have to pay my rent this month, so I definitely won't be going after it. But it might be something fun with a couple friends. Maybe y'all take a chance, because there will be some huge cards, and I believe it comes with a briefcase, doesn't it, Carlos? It is
it's a very nice display. I'll say this: if you folks have never are not familiar with Flawless, I'll actually see if I can pull up an image of one for you, just while we're talking. But it is a full-fledged briefcase. It's got an external thing, and the way it works is in the briefcase there's little sections. There's the main section that has a group of cards, and I believe there's 2 or 3 other spots where you can get the diamond cards. You can get one of ones. You can get autograph ones, and it's super high end. Everything is basically all the ones on the outside are inside of their individual one touches. The presentation is meant to be premium to reflect the price point of the box. It is a very, very, very expensive box. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat that.
No, I don't watch a lot of video openings, but I have watched a couple of Flawless in a different product, and it is exactly the way you described it. It's pretty high end, and it's neat, and the layout is neat, and you kind of know where the big cards are by themselves, and I kind of see this being open maybe trade night. That's my feeling on it. I think we're going to get a couple.
I think Steve was hitting on to something.
Yeah.
I think Brad, when people gather around Friday and Brad's here, and there's a couple other guys that like to take a little bit of a risk. I could see them pulling their resources and opening one. So, and that sounds like we're challenging Brad right now too to get off your wallet and open one.
And
okay, so
oh, sorry. The other thing I was going to say, if that happens, then because it's WWE, I see. In order to figure out who gets the cards, we'll just have a big old-fashioned wrestling match in the middle of the court.
I think you got to have a battle royal for it. Yeah.
Battle royal. There you go.
So here's the image of basically what it looks like. It is an exterior box, but on the inside it is literally a briefcase. So this is something that happens in some of the other sports and things. Look, if you're not a person who's buying a ton of these, you can keep that as a display piece. The box itself, the case is literally a case. You can basically have it as a display, and you can see it's this green little suitcase kind of thing. And it actually resembles very much, if you do follow WWE, it resembles kind of a Money in the Bank briefcase. So thematically, it resembles kind of that look on it to it a little bit as well. But yeah, it's you basically have to make a show of it with the price point of this box, unless you're a real big spender who's buying all kinds of crazy stuff. Most people are doing what Steve's suggesting. Maybe a couple of people get in on it and kind of break it up a little bit, and then yeah, you need to enjoy the experience. Take your time because it's your value for dollar is kind of crazy, but you can pull some monsters. There are some cards in there that are legitimately. I think a Cody Rhodes that came out of that, which was a logo with some diamonds on it, I think sold on eBay for 20 grand. So, so there are some big ticket 5-figure cards potentially in that box. But again, there's also a lot of risk. So super high risk. Just bear that in mind. Okay. So that we just thought that one was interesting because that one stood out to us when I saw it on the list. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So first one I'm going to touch on. I'll include links to all of these in the description for you if you're curious. Hell, I'll even include a link to the WWE Flawless for you if you're really feeling really fancy. I'll include a link to it for you. So first one, real quick. I'll go through this one super quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'll include a link in the description if you want to check out the checklist. So debut of Upper Deck PWHL. So obviously in some markets, they've done very well selling tickets to some of these. If you're a big fan of the Olympics, you enjoy the Canadian women's Olympic team or the Team USA or some of the other elite women's players, a lot of them are in this league. So some of them are going to have made it on this checklist as well. So if you're familiar with the design of recent Upper Decks, it's going to resemble that. And as a result of that, you have a lot of the same parallels that you would see in Upper Deck. Deluxe out of 250, exclusives out of 100, high gloss out of 10. You also have Young Guns with outbursts, red outburst out of 25, and gold outburst 1 of 1s. So if you're familiar with the NHL product, a lot of the same things follow. They've kept the similar formula. They also have the checklist and everything. Dazzlers, again, if you're familiar, UD portraits. And they also have gold and red variations. So here, Marie-Philippe Poulin, who obviously, you know, Team Canada, a lot of history winning gold medals for Team Canada, but also is the captain of the Montreal team. So here you go, portraits. If you're familiar with it from the other Upper Deck products, you're going to know what that looks like. This one doesn't have autographs. So they make a specific note here, a line. If you're looking for autographs, you're going to have to look elsewhere. This does not have autographs in it, which currently is consistent with Upper Deck Flagship. Yeah. Upper Deck Flagship really doesn't have a lot of memorabilia. It doesn't have a lot of autographs. So bear that in mind. So here's the basic setup. So you're getting 12 packs per box, 6 cards per pack, 16 boxes per case. The set is relatively small. It's 70 cards. So in a box, you should expect 2 Blue Dazzlers, 2 UD Portraits, 1 Outburst Parallel, and 3 Young Guns. So very streamlined and basic configuration for it. It is the first go around, so I think they're just trying it out. We do have the full checklist here available to you. Young Guns are cards number 51 through 70, so that is included in there. They're slightly short printed compared to the base set, and then you've got all the basic teams included in it, and you've got some Young Guns in there as well. So you got Sarah Nurse, names that are familiar to me. I'm not a big Olympics watcher, but even I know some of these names. Natalie Spooner, I've heard of her. I know a little bit about, I'm just looking here, Hillary Knight is another name that I think would qualify on here as something. So you can check it out. Check out the checklist. And again, if you watch the Olympics, you're going to know a lot of these names. So it is a nice, something else, something a little off the beaten path if you're curious and or interested.
Yeah, I will say as well, Carlos, it's surprising that we have a small allotment of it. So I don't know if that means since it's their first run, they're, being a little cautious and they want to sell it all out. But probably the first day or two, we'll probably have to put like a 1 per household rule in effect, just so we can make sure as many people can get this product as they want. I know there's probably been a half a dozen people that have already called looking for it. So definitely, I don't know if it would make it to the weekend just because of how much we're getting. So hopefully late Wednesday afternoon when our order arrives, you want to get in sooner than later.
Yep, sounds good. And we'll actually follow up on that because even though again I wanted to at least go through it a little bit, give you a little basic breakdown just so you know what it is. But what I'll be curious about, and maybe this is something we can talk about next week, depending on how it goes, I'd be curious to see the demographics of folks buying. Because obviously, just speaking logically, It is a brand new set. It is something for the league. The league has actually had, in Toronto, they've done very well selling tickets to some of those games. In Montreal, I think they've done very well selling tickets. But this one allows you potentially to be a gateway to opening the demographic open, because you could have people, their daughters could participate in this. This is something that potentially could appeal to them. It would make a lot of sense, especially if it reflects kind of the attendance in some of these games. It'd be interesting to see if that's basically something. So maybe that is an opportunity to get them into something, because obviously Pokemon is universal. A lot of kids participate in it, but this could be something that maybe in the hockey side opens it up a little bit to folks that
absolutely. And that I've noticed, the people I've talked with, a lot of them, it's great dads trying to do something for their daughters. So, and it's something that they can do together. So definitely, that's why I want to stretch it a little bit to make sure they can get this product. And yes, some others have been coming in, but the ones I've been dealing with are the dads wanting to do something with their daughters. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
And I like how they chose to do kind of like the flagship run. Like, I think that's smart, well established product, and I guess it's the first run, so it's all kind of rookie if you want to look at it that way. So I think it could be popular for sure.
Well, I also think, to be honest, I think it serves two purposes. I think for Upper Deck, it meant they didn't have to reinvent the wheel with the design, but it also meant the design is not dumbed down. It looks like an Upper Deck flagship product.
Yeah.
You've got Dazzlers, you've got UD Portrait. Well, if you see flagship the last couple of years, those are the inserts that are there as well. So you've at least kept some consistency. If you saw the design on those cards, it looks very similar to what the flagship that they've done in the past. So they were able to take, this is an Upper Deck product. We didn't create something weird or funky or try to get too crazy with it.
Yeah.
We kept it. This is an Upper Deck flagship product, and here it is, and here are these people included in it. I think it makes sense. All right, so next one here, we're going to talk about Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, which is an interesting one because it is multi-sport. So it actually covers a lot of different grounds. So this potentially could be a lot of fun if you're interested. So we got two kind of interesting sets to contrast this week. So this one here, we've got our details. Again, I'll include a link in the description for you so that you can check out the checklist more thoroughly. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. So we've got the high numbers included in it. You've got a number of different parallels. So you've got the Goodwin Platinum, which is chromium cards. Now, I'm going to quickly read through a couple of these because there's a bunch of parallels. So you got the rainbow, that's 1 in 8 packs. Red at 1 in 30 packs. Blue, 1 in 45 packs. Green, orange prism, numbered. Rainbow Terrazzo, out of 249. Cosmic out of 199. Turquoise Shell out of 149. Sky out of 99. Aquamarine out of 75. Purple Pulsar out of 23. I don't know if that's a Michael Jordan reference, but nonetheless. Green Wave out of 10, and Golden Treasures 1 of 1. It's always weird when they throw in a funky number, so I'm wondering if that Purple Pulsar has some kind of significance there, but interesting. So there's an example of a Goodwin Champions, kind of the design for this. It is a multi-sport, as I said, so you're going to get a lot of different options. Splash of Color cards have 3D lenticular cards, so they are including lenticular, which is interesting. 3 tiers of rarity from 1 in 50 packs to 1 in 1,400 packs. So this sounds like it's going to be one of those kind of multi-tiered, complicated checklists, so bear that in mind. You do have autographs in this and memorabilia. So you've got horizontals, you've got inscriptions, you've got dual autographs. So here's a swim, Bob Finke, not familiar with him, but in swimming, they do tell you what the sport is in a lot of cases as well. So if you're not familiar, it gives you some info to work off of. So you got Tiger Woods. That's obviously a big draw. Tiger Woods, Steve kind of offline said, say no more. Tiger Woods, that's a big selling point right there. It's going to be long odds. Let's face it, Tiger's not going to sign a ton, but the fact he's even in the set at least offers some possibilities. So this is under Gowdy. Gowdy autographs, 1 in 300 packs return. Top names include things that people like Tiger. You've got Sport Royalty, 1 in 9,000 packs, and Sport Royalty Memorabilia, 1 in 2,400 packs. So there are some long odds ones that you can chase. Goodwin Memorabilia is 1 in 180 packs, so there's a lot of options there as well. You've also got 2000 Retro SP Authentic Football Autos and 2001 Retro SP Future Watch Baseball Autos. That's a bit random, kind of interesting. They would go throw back that far, but interesting. Both have print runs of $2.99, and there are historical cards. So you've got birth year coinage and things of that sort. World War II Allied Forces uniform butt relics. That's kind of interesting. Very much off the beaten path there. There's an insert here of Alaska joining the Union. So very historically based, a lot of stuff. Interesting. Exquisite is included in this. So you got your black diamonds here. So for example, you've got your autos here. So this is De'Aaron Fox in basketball, included as an exquisite. Interesting. You've got that included here. And you do have black diamond on here as well. So, for example, here, pickleball. Interesting. Listen, right,
Leaves
Blair,
in.
I don't know. Say no more. Say no more.
Say no more.
Yep. More gems available. Gemography, Band of Color, and Band of Color rookies. So if you're familiar with it from when we did the Upper Deck Black Diamond breakdown, the Band of Color being included in there, Band of Color rookies, that is kind of interesting. The pickleball one, guys. I actually thought this was a tennis player. And then I read, and I repeat, it does say what sport they're doing. So I did not know if she was pickleball until I saw right on the screen there. It says pickleball.
I
So you can
didn't
get a pickleball rookie.
Yeah, I went first to tennis, and then I went to the name, and I'm like, I don't know that name in tennis. And then you said pickleball, so I was like, oh,
those are my new favorite TikTok videos. Watching the intensity of pickleball rallies or poor sports and pickleball. It's awesome. I love it.
No doubt. So anyway, you do have Young Guns in there as well. This is one here's kind of a random one for you. Literary classic patches. Interesting. So we got Frankenstein's monster out here, Goodwin masterpieces. So let's put it this way. There is almost something for everyone here. Like it really does cover a lot of ground. Again, all the way to literary classic patches. I'm not sure how that fits. I can't answer that question. But nonetheless, you can have Frankenstein's monster and pickleball in the same set. It's pretty exciting. So here's the breakdown. 15 packs per box, 5 cards per pack, 16 boxes per case, 150 card base set is included in there. So in a box, what you should expect: autographed memorabilia, manufactured patch cards, or other premium inserts, 2 of those per box, 6 Young Guns in a box, platinum variants, 6 of some variety, and a splash of colored base short prints, 10 of them in a box. And we do include the checklist on here. It's all here, including different parallels. So you've got that all included in here with the base and all the different versions of it. And you've got everybody in there. I didn't mention their names because obviously they weren't part of the mock-ups there. But you've also got Michael Jordan is in this, Tiger, as we mentioned, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Trinity Rodman for soccer. Dennis Rodman's daughter is included in there. So you've got a bunch of folks in different categories. If you enjoy a lot of different sports, and even some of the regular kind of North American sports are included in there as well. So you do have quite a variety, mixed bag in this checklist. A lot of different stuff. If you want something that isn't just a regular thing, this definitely qualifies.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite products. Similar to Allen and Ginter, sometimes they'll throw some funky things in too. But there's some big names in that checklist, and there will be big cards, and the price point on it isn't crazy either, so it will be affordable for everyone. And we do have a half decent allotment of it this year, so I don't mind having a surplus of this kicking around the store.
All right, Blair, I found my favorite card in this checklist. I have found my favorite card in this checklist.
Here we go.
Card number 49, and there's also a high number for it. Rapper, You God.
Rapper,
love it.
Oh, that's deep.
Yep, the rapper's name is You God. I don't know who that is, but the point is he's in this checklist, and it makes me laugh. I love it. He is my new Al Hamilton. You God.
Did he pick his own name, I wonder?
I don't know. Listen, I'm just reading what it says, man. You God.
You God.
You're it. Listen.
That's Steve's new nickname.
Folks.
You're a sports god.
Folks, listen.
Card god.
You all think I'm joking. I'm not. Sometimes, even if, whether you like the product or don't like the product, either way, come to AMG, hang out with the gang and everybody and check it out. But sometimes, look at the checklist, guys. Sometimes, half of my joy in this hobby, I'm not necessarily going to buy any of this product, but I think it's interesting. But then I look at the checklist and I find You God.
Yep.
These things are enjoyable. These things entertain me. I get a kick out of it sometimes because I'll see things and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Now I'm gonna have to find out who You God is. I gotta know.
That goes to your list now of Al Hamilton. And You God.
My boy Al Hamilton and You God. Like Steve, my PC collections are growing. They grow daily. This is the joy of collecting right here. This is it. You God and Al Hamilton. What a PC. Yeah. Amazing.
Although back to the product though, it is a really, I like it because it's so diverse. Like you get a little bit of everything.
It is very much so, yes.
I know we kind of made fun of the Frankenstein one was, but that's what kind of makes it neat. Like you got your sports and there's some big names and the Tiger Auto obviously, but it makes it a fun opening and it kind of can cover a wide range of collectors. So we always like it, me and Steve.
I just want to know if there's autographs of You God. Now I gotta look this up and find out.
We'll have to do
so one more thing. It wasn't included in the original breakdown there with the mock-ups, but actually I'm just scanning through in the autographs checklist. So this is maybe a little bonus I'll throw in here.
Mhm.
Apparently they've done some retro designs in here with the autographs. They've got 92, 93 Fleer rookie sensations. If you remember, like going back to the early 90s there,
Mm.
they've got it's only one autograph. It's Keaton Slovis for football. I don't know why specifically you would pick this person for, but it's an OG design. They've also got 96, 97 Skybox autographics. So 3 cards with that design. That's kind of interesting. 96, 97 Skybox Z-Force. Again, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
97, 98 Skybox. So they're loading up on like retro designs here. 97, 98, 98, 99. These are all Skybox autographics. And a bunch of them looks like it's the similar names. 99, 2000 SP Signature Edition. A lot of, good luck to you. There's a lot of Ben Simmons. I'm seeing a lot of Ben Simmons on this checklist. So it's like, that's an interesting choice, but okay. I guess Ben Simmons signed a lot of stuff. Very interesting. Very interesting. I know you got so far, but I'm holding out hope. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I see Greg Norman. That's a good one. That's a solid autograph there. So hey, check out the checklist. There's some. It looks like there's a lot of Easter eggs here. A lot of very interesting ones. There you go. Anyway, all right, sounds good. So anything else that we want to make sure we touch on, Steve? I think we hit on a lot of the key products. I'll include links in the description to these for you folks if you want to check those out. We found out about the glory that is you, God. So that's great. Anything else we want to make sure we touch on?
No, pretty much we've covered everything, and we got a couple cards to show. Actually, need some help on one of them, so
Perfect.
I can ask the viewers a question.
All right, so let's do that. So we'll finish up here with a couple of cards that we brought in. So I will go over to the share screen here so we can go through them, and you let me know which one you want to touch on, Steve, and I'll go straight into it. All right.
Hopefully I sent it to you. Can't remember.
Yes.
Oh, that one.
That
one right there.
Perfect. So right off the top, so 2017 Sage. This is a Patrick Mahomes and what's his name? Zay Jones. Dual autographs on these ones. So 2017 Prolific Pairs. Quite the pun.
Yes. So I'm trying to find information on this card because when I go to the Beckett site, I think there's 4 different variations of the card, and all of them are numbered. And as you can see, this one isn't numbered, and they were numbered in pen. So like, or whatever ink they signed it with. I can't remember the numbers, but there's like a 101, 1 out of 5, 25, and maybe 50. And I'm able to find like examples of the 5 and the 50. Anyway, my question is, which one is this? Or did Beckett leave it out and there's versions of this that aren't numbered?
Right.
But,
like a base autograph. Yeah.
But I picked it up, but there's no listing for like unnumbered. In the Beckett, there's 4 different ones and they're all numbered. So I was just wondering if there's anyone out there that may have a little more info on it. Is it just a base auto, or, of course, I'm hoping it might be the 101 that someone forgot to number, but I could only be so lucky. But yeah, no, it's just odd. I was puzzled, and I do see the 1 out of 5s listed on eBay, and I think 1 out of 10s on eBay, and they're a little bit different color, where this one's kind of a red. The other one I think was green, and I'm not sure of the color of the other one. But anyway, if anyone has any info on this, I'd like to know, just so I could update the way I'm selling the card.
Yeah, I will say for sure, I think one of the complications of it, because I am familiar with it to a degree, I think the biggest issue is that Sage is one of those manufacturers that's always a little weird. Because they've got a bunch of different products. So like even just scanning here, I can see they've got a product called 2017 Sage Autographed. So prolific pairs, dual autographs. So Trading Card Database has that on the checklist. They don't show it as being numbered. So it's possible it's like a variant or like maybe a subset or something like that. But I'll leave it to the Sage experts out there. But just a quick search is telling me that there's a lot of stuff going on with Sage, especially back then. But nonetheless, a Patrick Mahomes autograph, interesting, and it is already SGC graded, so that is on there. So it's it's acknowledged as a card there for it. But yeah, you would have to do a little more research on that one. But it is interesting.
Yep.
And of course, anything from 2017 of Patrick Mahomes is sought after. So glad to have that one in the store.
For sure. Next one here, we got a 2016 Fleer Showcase, a William Nylander autograph patch. So we got that on there. Gem Mint 10 with a 10 auto. So nice looking patch piece on there, numbered to, it looks like 85. It's a pretty good one with the Fleer Showcase.
They always did a really nice looking card, Fleer Showcase, like with the patch autos and things.
Next up here, 2022 Prism, Isaiah Pacheco, very thematically appropriate. Black and white checker, which is kind of an interesting parallel to it, but in a PSA 10 as well. Very nice. Here we've got from Exquisite Collection, we've got the rookies, Jamie Drysdale, and I guess that's, I don't know, that's an Adidas. It is a 1/1 as well. What is that supposed to be? Like, it's a little Adidas patch that goes on the uniform? Like, what is that actually?
Yeah, it doesn't say on the back, but I was trying to figure out where it might be from. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe the fight strap or something off the jersey. But yeah, it'd be nice if it had it said maybe even from a skate. I don't know. I'm not. Really...
I'm just trying to think because I don't think I think what takes it away from the uniform for me, I don't think the Adidas was doing anything with the jerseys. Yeah. So it'd have to be a different piece of equipment.
Yeah. And it's not his helmet or his glove. So sometimes the point of the elbow pad, I don't know if he was paid much attention to equipment these days, but I don't know if Adidas makes elbow pads or not. But sometimes the point on the elbow pad might have the maker on it as well.
So I think the takeaway here is Upper Deck. A little more information would be helpful here. Like if you could give us some guidance, lead us in the right direction here. It would be helpful. Staying on the exquisite train here, we got Keandre Miller, a nice on-card auto there. We got a shield, a 1/1 shield, pretty nice looking.
Yep.
Well done on that one. And I do appreciate that the uniform he's wearing in the picture matches up with the shield piece because you see the red there with the shield, and at least that is a similar look to the one that's actually included in there. I appreciate when there's a match between the two.
Exactly. Yep.
Right here, very thematically appropriate given the playoffs that we're still in. Josh Allen still in the playoffs. This is an Aurora Obsidian, and it is an autograph there of Josh Allen. I don't think it's numbered. I'm just checking in front. Don't see any number.
Actually, I think it was at a 10.
Yeah,
and one of our young collectors actually scooped that card up already.
Sorry.
Amazing. See, they're calling in. The phones are coming off the hook just to check it out. That's how crazy.
Turn that ringer off. I give up.
Don't know how to do it.
One thing I'll include on here, Blair, that I appreciate is if you check it out. See, that's how crazy it is. If you really squint your eyes, you can almost see the plays on their wrist.
I like it. Good pickup.
I know, right? So here's the thing. I like this card, to be honest, and I think it's good because obviously Josh Allen is still in there, so I think that's a pretty nice little feature there. But yeah, definitely some good cards this week. Some nice ones. We got a couple of 1/1s in there. We got to finish off a nice Josh Allen. We kind of bookended it with some football, so I think that worked out pretty well. All right. So what we'll do here to finish off, we'll wind her down on this. But last thing we'll do. All right, we got our conference championships figured out. I want some picks. I want to know, who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? I'll give you guys mine. I'll give you guys the one that I would want, and then I'll pick on more honestly. But I'll also give you the reason why I want it the way that I want it. I'll start off. So my personal preference would be to have Buffalo and Washington. That's not likely, but I would like Buffalo, Washington for two reasons. Number one, it would be funny. And number two, it would be a 1991 Super Bowl rematch. And the people of Buffalo would scream like, no, not Washington. It'd be kind of fun from that regard. I think Kansas City will get there. I think that's it. Although, like I said, I would not mind Buffalo being there. Obviously, I would not mind it at all. And for that Josh Allen card, it'd be really good if Buffalo got there. I think the narrative, though, of Kansas City chasing the three-peat, if someone is going to knock them off, I would rather they knock them off in the Super Bowl. I want to see them actually take a stab at that three-peat because that could be historic. That's a really good narrative leading into it. I think it would make for a better game, personally. So I think I'm going to go with the Kansas City on that side of it. And with much reluctance, I will put the Eagles in there. That is the most likely. The favorites, I think, are the most likely. But upsets happen. Weird things happen. So, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I want Bills Washington as well. And if Washington plays like they did against Detroit, they will beat Philadelphia. But let's see how they do in the elements of Philadelphia. I mean, weather should be an issue to Washington because they deal with the same weather as Philly. But no, I'd like to see that. But now there's 4 good teams left there. Feel bad for Lamar Jackson again. Unfortunately, Mark Andrews had that drop in the end zone that did them in. But I would have liked to seen Baltimore. But it is what it is. Not a huge Philadelphia fan. But,
Sure.
yeah, like you said, it's any 4 teams right now are probably deserving. Washington probably would be the 4th pick of the 4 remaining. But we shall see.
Mm-hmm. All right, Blair, you got a pick for me?
Yeah, I'm on the line as Steve. I'm not a huge Philadelphia fan, but I like what Barkley's been doing, Saquon. So I'd feel bad for him, but I think Washington can beat them. They're playing pretty well, and the kid is great. So I'd have to go there. The other one I'm torn because I like both teams. I'd really like to see Josh Allen get in, but
this would be huge for him if he was able to pass
would.
Kansas City. It would be big time for him.
Yeah, and like you said, they're going for their 3-peat, so to kind of beat them, that would be great. Although I really want to see Kansas City try for that 3 in a row. So
you just want to see Taylor Swift
and that. Yeah.
Listen, well,
actually, it was Taylor and Caitlin Clark.
That's what I was going to say. You get the twofer.
Yeah.
You get the twofer in this situation, so that might be extra bonus time.
Yeah.
One other thing I'll add, by the way, in Washington, there's still time. I personally, for me, my favorite thing was when they went away from Redskins and the brief intermediary period, they literally called them football team. Honestly, guys, the football gods would smile upon you if you stuck with football team. Because Steve, all I want is the headline to read "Football team wins Super Bowl." That's what I want. Not Washington. No. Football team wins Super Bowl. And they're like, is that a mistake? No, it's not. It's not. They were called football team. Washington football team. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Blair, there's still time. If they name it back, change it back, and the fix will be it. You guys, Super Bowl. Congratulations. Anyway, so if you got any picks, feel free to throw them in the comments section.
I'm torn, but it's going to be good football.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to look forward to it this weekend. It'll be fun. So if any of you folks want to put in any picks in the comment section, that could be a fun thing for the engagement. We'd appreciate that. So take your stab at it. See how you do. Give us your Super Bowl matchup, who you think is going to be involved in it in your picks. So other than that, like I said, contact points in the description. That's always available. If you're curious about availability or pricing on anything, reach out directly to the store. Best way to get the best answer. And otherwise, we will be doing a live stream. By the time you're watching this, we will have already done a live stream this week, but we're doing the live stream still on Tuesdays. Timing is still the same, and we'll let you know if anything changes. And otherwise, for this one, Friday, trade night at the store. Come by and check it out. Card show is also in the same mall as the store, so it's all in the same location. So if you know where the store is, you know where the trade night and card show are going to be. You've got that on there. And then also at the same time, we'll be continuing the podcast episodes. If there is anything you want us to address or touch on, let us know. Give us the feedback, and then we'll be able to incorporate it. All right. For the Collective Scalps Collector People, Steve, and for Bonus Blair, this is episode 64. Thank you very much. We will catch you in the next one.